Hey guys, Eddie the Magic Monk here. Today I'm going to use World of Warcraft to help you guys learn about negative numbers. And you probably think, hey, I know about negative numbers already, but it's a fact that a lot of students in high school, when they come across negatives, they make a few mistakes, and that could be quite costly later on. So I'm going to define where I'm standing right now as the origin point. Okay, so I'm standing next to the big pumpkin, and because it's Halloween week in World of Warcraft, they have all these pumpkins, which is great because now we can use it as a tool. So I'm going to define walking forwards, okay, walking towards the right as the positive direction, and if I walk towards the left, it's the negative direction. So using some simple maths to start off, let's say if I want to do 3 plus 2, I can walk forwards 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3. And then I take another 2 steps, because 3 plus 2, so 1, 2. 3 plus 2, and what's the answer? 5. Why do we know it's 5? Because if I take 5 steps back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm back to the beginning, which is great. Okay, so now let's start doing some negative numbers. So let's say I want to do 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8. So what's the answer? 3 minus 8. Okay, let's try that. So from the beginning, let's walk 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. Minus 8. So take 8 steps back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what's the answer? Well, let's see how many steps it'll take for me to get back to the pumpkin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 steps. So the answer is actually negative 5. The answer is actually negative 5 because we were 5 steps in the negative direction. Okay, so that's where we ended up. Okay, so a quick way of doing negative numbers is instead of doing 3 minus 8 in your head, you can go negative 8 plus 3. Negative 8 plus 3 is also negative 5. So let's try that. So what's negative 8 plus 3? Okay, so basically you can just think, okay, I'm going backwards for 8 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now if I plus 3, so I move in the positive direction, 1, 2, 3. Where am I standing right now? I am standing just 5 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the pumpkin. On the negative side. So the answer is negative 5. Okay, so really, if you were to do this, you can just think, okay, what's 8 minus 3, which is 5, and add a negative sign in the end if you're going to mentally do it quickly. But if you want to know the theory behind why is negative 8 plus 3 is negative 5, then you can draw a number line and use World of Warcraft like I have done. Okay, so similarly, let's try negative 10 minus 2. Okay, actually, these numbers are too big. I'm going to be walking too far. So let's try negative 3 minus 4. Okay, so if I go back, negative 3. So 1, 2, 3. And let's minus 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, how far away am I from the pumpkin? Let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 steps, right? So the answer is negative 7. Okay, so now let's do a double negative. Let's do a double negative, which a lot of people get confused with. So instead of negative 3 minus 4, I'm going to go negative 3 minus negative 4. Minus minus. And this is also going to explain to you guys why negative times negative is positive. So if I'm standing right here and I go back 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now if I want to keep going back, okay, if I want to keep going back, I would just have -4 there. Okay, if I were to keep going backwards facing the same way, it'll just say -4. But because I have another extra negative there, what that means is I'm going to have to turn around 180 degrees and then go back 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. So where am I standing right now? I am standing 1 step in the positive direction of the pumpkin. Right? I was standing right here, so that's 1 step to the pumpkin. So the answer is actually the same as -3 plus 4, which is 1. Positive 1. Okay, so that is when you would use a double negative, is you would turn around and then walk. Okay, so let's now do multiplication. So let's do -2 times 3. -2 times 3. So what does that mean when I use the times symbol? So that means I'm going to go back to -2. So let's go 1, 2. And I'm going to repeat that 3 times. That's what times means. Right? Repeat it 3 times. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So what has happened? I'm now 6 steps away in the negative direction, because if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm back to the beginning. So the answer is -6. Right, -6. Now let's do something harder. Let's do -2 times -3. Okay, so you're thinking, what? 2 negatives? How do I do that? Very easy. Now, let's start off with -2, right? So I walk back 2 steps, 1, 2. So now I'm standing at -2. But instead of going back this way, because I'm multiplying by -3, what that means is I'm going to go, hang on, let me adjust myself here. All right, instead of going back -2 and repeating that 3 times, which will give me -6, I am repeating myself in the opposite direction of going back -2. So what that means is I'm actually going to repeat myself going forwards 3 times the 2 steps. So instead of going back 1, 2, because I'm multiplying by -3, I'm multiplying by -3, so I will actually be going forwards 3 times with 2 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's actually +6. That's actually +6. Okay, I hope this tutorial helps you guys understand a bit of negative numbers. And actually, we forgot to do division, didn't we? So division has the same property as times. So if I have -10 divided by 2, so that's basically saying, okay, I'm going to walk back 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I walk back 10 steps, it's the same thing as taking 2 steps back 5 times. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I've taken 2 steps back 5 times. So the answer is -5. Okay, and if I have double negatives, so -10, let's use smaller numbers. -6 divided by -3. Okay, and because it has the same property, negative divided by negative is +2. positive, so 6 divided by 3 is 2. So let's see how that works. So if I go to if I go to negative 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, alright, that is the same thing as if I walk forwards, alright, if I walk forwards 1, 2, but times 3 in the negative direction, right? So in the negative direction of walking forwards, which will be walking backwards, 1, 2, 3, and I do that twice, that will give me negative 6. So the answer is positive 2. Okay, you might have to play around with this, draw your own number line and have a play around. It's a pretty hard concept to understand, but once you get it, negative times negative is positive. But if one of the numbers is negative, so for example, negative 5 times 3, right, only one of the numbers is negative, the answer will be negative 15. But if both of the numbers are negative, negative 5 times negative 3, then the answer will be positive, so it will be 15. Okay, so make sure you, after you watch this, after you have some understanding, make sure you do some of my other tutorials on negative numbers to consolidate your understanding. Don't just rely on this video. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.